So I just want to give a little brief description of some of the equipment we have here. We're fixing to go over here and set up on a control point. We got some stakeout work we got to do here, some sidewalk we got to lay out. First off, we got this is a rod that we use to put the equipment on. It's a 2-meter pole. These two pieces will go together. Then we'll walk around with that. This is your tripod. This is what the GPS will set up on. You'll see it setting out kind of away from us sometimes, and we'll be over here, and the base station will be over there by itself. This is our data collector. This collects the data from the GPS and stores it in here to where we can take it back to the computer at the office and plot up the information. This is our GPS system. You got the two receivers. One will be a base station. It'll stay positioned in the same spot. This is our rover. It'll be walking around with it, taking the shots. This is called a tri-brac here. The base station will actually sit on top of this. This has the level bubbles on it where we can get it level. It'll sit on top of the tripod. This is the plate of the tripod here. That tri-brac will sit right there on this when we get it on the ground. And we'll actually go up here in just a minute and get it set up. That way you can kind of see how that works. Just want to give a little brief description of these pieces of equipment here. And we'll go up here and set up. Okay, so we've got to our spot where the base station sets. Where we had a control point that we come back to every time. It's a reference point that we use over and over again for this job. So when we come up to this spot, we realize that our control point has been pulled up. So just a side note for anyone watching this video, that you see these blue nails. A lot of time we use blue for the control points. They're not marking a property line or anything. They're just showing, they're really for the surveyor and his reference and for his information for the job. So this nail has all our information stored on it, basically, on our data collector or calculator that we use. Now, since this has been pulled up, not to say that a person did it, an animal, maybe a deer, could have pulled this up out of the ground, possibly. But it will make our job a little bit harder to establish this point back. But just a little side note, if you see these, please don't disturb them. They make the surveyor's job a lot harder if you do. But now we're going to set this up, set the base station up. Here's where we've normally been setting it. Get it level, get it set up on the tri-brac. This goes here. Tighten it down and get it level. Sometimes, and for this case today, we're not going to be doing elevations. We're not going to be using elevations. We don't need a vertical control. We just need horizontal. So we're not going to be measuring the height of the instruments. A lot of times we'll measure the height of this. That way we can figure in the vertical relief, and we can get mean sea level elevations. But today we're just going to be leveling this up, and we're not going to have to measure anything today. But we'll get this leveled up, and then we'll get the equipment set up and try to we'll have to get tied back into the job now to get this control point reestablished, and then we can go lay out the sidewalk.